Hey, what's up, guys? Soaps here. Welcome back to another video. Yeah, it's kind of weird hearing my voice after Danny Week. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed Danny Week. I'm sure I did because yeah, I actually get to watch the videos when you do because I don't make them. It's a weird feeling, but yeah. So we can all say thank you to Danny for doing Danny Week because it's pretty awesome, and hopefully he can come back and do one again soon. He'll still make videos. Like, he has the comic series, which we'll go into after I slap my desk. So yeah, this is a channel update because I'm a little bit confused on what I want to do myself. So I feel like talking with you guys will make me have a better idea of what I want to do. So man, you can go over there because I do have some stuff to show you guys today. So first thing is Star Wars, the card game. I know you guys really like that series, and I want to bring it back. And I have been working on the game, but it's one of those things that is on and off for me. So I get really inspired to do it one day. Like, I watch an episode of Star Wars Rebels, or I see a Star Wars movie, or I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront, and I was like, you know what? I should make a card game, and then I do. But like right now, I really don't feel like I'm getting anywhere with the cards because especially when you're trying to draw it, and because it's not from your own head and you're trying to make it accurate when you're drawing it and it doesn't come out the way you want, it gets really frustrating, at least for me. And because I don't draw digitally or draw and then put it in the computer on a card digitally. So when I mess up once, I have to start all over again, which kind of sucks. And usually I can like work it into making the card look decent, and then I end up liking it and it grows on me. And then other times it's just I don't like it and I have to start all over again. So that's how Star Wars is going, and I'll give you guys a sneak peek. If you don't follow me on Instagram, um, if you can, if you want to. I'm not gonna say you should. I'm not a big fan of social media, but soaps are on YouTube. I know I don't make sense. But I'm not really. That's just, if you want to see extra soaps, go on Instagram. I don't really have a schedule or anything on there. Yeah. Okay. This is one of the new cards for Star Wars, and the art has gotten better, and I'm using my grayscale markers to do the shading, and then I do pencil for everything else pretty much. So this card is kind of a bad example because it has almost no shading, but that was what was on my desk. But as you can see, I've had some really bad failed attempts, and it just gets annoying because that was like my third Tusken Raider. Okay, so Star Wars is done. We're done talking about that, but expect to see a video coming up soon. I'll just show you all the cards that I've done, and that'll be our update. And then maybe if I come back to the game again, maybe I see. The problem is it's like a light bulb goes off in my head, and I can make like 20 cards in a day. And then sometimes it's not the same, because at least with like Sketchbook Chronicles, like I can just get myself in the mood because it's all coming from my imagination. But with this, I have to be able to research and think about what I want each card to do that relates to its lore and stuff like that. So it takes a lot more effort, and sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. Okay, so now let's talk about Sketchbook Chronicles. So I know you guys love the game, and I do too. So we are taking it to the next level, because set one is done. I know I've been kind of bad, except I've been really bad with keeping up with the type showcases, and now I'm even in a bigger dilemma from what I'm about to tell you right now. And yeah, so we are working on making every single card's text digital. So I have some copies in my hand right now, and I can do a comparison between the originals and the copies. And I'll just go through a couple right now. So we have beautiful cow swish, and we did our best on picking the right text. I think it looks okay. Like this was our crown jewel. It just fits so well. I think it just looks really nice. And then you don't have to deal with our crappy handwriting. And then finally, Trigger is actually good. Trigger and Cuban Sin are actually good. Let me see. They don't completely suck, so that's cool. They're actually good now because we can change it with the abilities. And the text looks weird at first, especially for me because I've never really done this before. But trust me, you get used to it. Thank you, King. Yeah, let's go through a couple. So, yeah. So the big problem is, before we go into that, is that I was over at Daniel's house, and that's when we recorded some of the episodes for Danny's week, and like the Camel Clash battle video, and we were experimenting with programs to make this work because it's surprisingly a lot harder than you think to make a stupid border, like a black border. If you notice, these cards are actually rectangular now instead of round edges because we were stupid and we're like, oh, we'll do round edges, and then better not try and game craft for that crap or anything because you're going to be in a world of trouble when all of your edges are different lengths and different angles and stuff. So we actually made it a rectangle, and so we were trying to figure out the best program to do this in, and I tried GIMP, and I too poor for Photoshop. Gotta love Photoshop, guys. And we eventually settled on Pages because Danny's a Mac scrub and he has Pages. So when I was over his house, we did all these cards, and that took us like an hour and a half to do both these. Danny kept messing up on Mini Plumber because it was weird. But so that was a lot of time. But that's how we're doing that. So again, the problem is that I don't have a Mac because I'm not a scrub. So well, throwing some shots over here, throwing some shade. So I can't do them. So that means that I have to send all of the originals, which I usually keep for the videos, to Daniel so that he can have good scans because my printer isn't as good as him. So for scanning, so he gets to keep all the originals, and I just have the originals of the ones that we finished when we were there. So we're gonna have to wait on Danny for the type showcases. I don't even know what I'm going to do at this point because we're so behind. Maybe if we hit 600 subscribers, we can do a gigantic type showcase and just bang out all the rest of the cards in the set, which is like, it's going to be like 50 or something like that, maybe 40. So let's do a comparison. Let's find, is Plumber Party even in here? Wow, organization. You know, you can tell I really prepared for this ahead of time. All right, we got a new card, Flying Zoc. So yeah, his scanner's pretty good. It doesn't really take much away from the image. We found out how to do like, what was it, like 1,200 DPI, which is crazy. I've never heard of that before. Maybe that's like child's play to some people, but it takes like 2 minutes to do a scan. It's kind of funny, but his scanner's pretty good. Let's find another example. We got Crab here. So there you go. There's the comparison. You can see how the text makes it look a lot better, in my opinion. We kept the name and the stats and ink costs because I feel like hopefully you can read that. If you can't read the stats and ink, then you might need some help. Okay, so that's Sketchbook Chronicles. So we're waiting on Danny. Maybe when we get like halfway, I don't know. We'll figure out a plan for them. But in the immediate future, we'll do a Star Wars video. So next up, we're gonna talk about Danny's comics. So we came up with a storyline for Sketchbook Chronicles, and it's gonna be like fading in between, just like a general like a myth. Like how a legend is, where it's third person and you have almost a narrator talking over the comic, so like completely out of the situation, and it's just talking about like if he was a bystander, and then switching into between issues, because the whole idea is to have a page and there'll be almost, unless it's supposed to be like a to-be continued story, like a mini storyline in it, each page is supposed to be pretty well off on its own. So we're gonna switch perspectives in between comics. So like it's gonna be really cool to say, oh, today we're looking at Eager Beaver and what he's doing in the story, and you can see like, so you're gonna be able to see the story from different perspectives and the conflict. I'm not gonna spoil it at all yet. You'll have to look out for the videos, but we have a schedule. Let's see if Danny can stick to it. Of Danny doing it every Sunday. So we'll try and have a Sunday video be the comics. That's what we shoot for. So everybody get hyped for Sunday, because that's going to be the new comic that Danny's going to bring you through. So Danny's doing, changing the text. He's digitizing it up in here, and he's going to be doing the comic series when we're collaborating on the story. He's just doing the drawing. And then so I'll be working on Star Wars if I can ever get out of my slum. And then one more thing to wrap it up. I already ran out of storage once. Let's see if we can do it again. I've been working on my own comic strip. I think it's coming out pretty nice. I don't really want to show it yet because, like, you know, once it's out there, it's out there. And what if I'm not ready for that yet? So I'm still an infant in the world of comics and comic strips. And I'm also working on a Man updated comic book at the same time. So I'm definitely busy when it comes to drawing and art stuff. And you guys can look forward to that once I figure out where I want to go with the comic strips, because I've showed them to my friends and I've showed them to my relatives and stuff, and they think they're pretty funny. So I might upload them, whether it be to Instagram or some comic website. I don't know. And right now I only have 2. I have some more ideas, but I've only done 2 comic strips yet. So I'm figuring that out now. So don't think that I'm just sitting on my butt and that I want to get that Man comic done. And then I'll decide if I want to upload that for you guys for free, or what I want to do with that, if I want to hold on to it. And because, again, this is primarily a card game channel, and if you guys wonder why my name is Soaps and why don't you call it Sketchbook Chronicles TCG, is so that I can later on, if I decide that I'm going to stop and I'm going to do comic strips or whatever it is, or you just don't like look at me and say, you're supposed to be a TCG channel, it says it in your name, why aren't you doing that? So I like to not have the restrictions and be able to change. Don't worry, guys. Card games aren't going anywhere. They're here to stay. But as right now, we're having a lot of setbacks. So be open-minded to other things while Danny's working on the text, the digitizing, because it does take a long time to do, like I was saying, and we're putting a lot of effort into this. And then the servers game, it'll most likely come and go, as because I want to do a good job on it, and I don't want to do it sloppy and feel like I have to do it, because then your work doesn't turn out as good as you want it to. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. So I'll just go over the highlights here. So we got Star Wars making a video soon, just covering all the cards that I haven't showed you guys yet, and just talking about the game, if there's any updates from the last video. Danny's Comics coming out every Sunday. We have a story pretty much flushed out. Now we just have to actually make them. And so look forward to Sunday when Danny releases the comics. Sketchbook Chronicles, Danny's working on the text, the digitizing, and we're going to try and wrap that all together, hopefully for maybe a 600 subscriber special. And then I do comics and comic strips, and I might release that to the channel and let you guys read them and stuff, but I got to figure out what I want to do with them first. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this wasn't a too boring video. I just wanted to talk and be transparent with you guys. Make it look, it's nice to keep a good one-on-one basis with your viewers. Yeah, so that's my tip of the day. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Say goodbye, Mannequin Man, and I'll see you in the next video.